Welcome back to Cybertopia. We are in the middle of clearing out a drug gang from a pharmaceutical factory. So we'll jump in with a content warning to start here. This scenario features multiple characters who use and are addicted to various forms of drugs with various effects. We're not going to waste much time. We're going to get back into it and we'll reintroduce our characters. Why don't we go straight into it with Morgan?
Hi, I'm Morgan. I'm playing Zap. Zap is currently creating a lot of drama at the front door, trying to get let in. Just kind of boggling their minds, playing the role of a spoiled, rich person attempting to get some party drugs and describing what they want and name dropping and trying to impress on them that they have the money. And also just kind of fucking with their heads, trying to keep their attention.
Nice. All right. Basil, can you tell us what Clarity is up to?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Basil. I'm playing Clarity. And right now, Clarity is in the electrical substation. And they have just turned off the lights to the main building.
Cool. Nice and succinct. Valerie, why don't you tell us about Frankie?
Hi, I'm Valerie. I'm playing Frankie Collard. They are currently up in the rafters after the lights have been switched off, so it's completely dark, and waiting to see what happens, really.
Cool. And KO, Bludgeon has just arrived in grand fashion. Why don't you tell us what they're up to?
Yes, after a not-so-successful attempt to talk his way onto the loading dock, he pointed the van in the direction of the shutter, slammed it through, and now has walked into the room, is standing there with the scream of the engine and the smoke of the burning tires wafting past him, and he is standing there, fists raised, ready to live up to his name.
Okay, so everyone's in different positions right now. This is a minefield for me, right? We'll go to Zap first. And Zap, you're at this door and you hear this pandemonium erupt. The van crashes in and Bludgeon confronts some person in the loading dock. It's swarmed by people going past them. And you can hear lots of screaming and shouting coming from the other side of the door that you're on. The person you've been kind of conversing with, their voice just kind of disappears.
So Zap hears the crashing, stops the tirade, and then backs up about 10 feet and just charges for the door, like shoulder first.
Okay.
Trying to break it open. You want me to roll for that, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use physical dominance, which is +1.
Okay.
I'm going to use armored body parts, which is +1. I think I can get away also with using Cyber Sovereign for this.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take a +5 on that. I've rolled a 16, so that's a 21.
Blimey. All right. So
it is unfortunately not a 20, so I can't add learning to my charge, but it's still a good roll.
Maybe next time. I'm assuming there'll be a next time. Okay, so yeah, Zap shoulder charges this door, and as they do, hear the people on the other side of the door just erupt into pandemonium. The van's crashed in, the lights have gone out. The voice that they've been conversing with on the other side has disappeared for a moment, and they just charge straight into that door, bash their shoulder right into it, and the door bursts open. Whatever mechanical lock there was has just splintered. There's bits of wood flying all over the place. And Zap, I assume they're going to do some sort of pose when they get through victory.
Sure. Yeah. Just kind of, it's that hand thing again, that sort of like displayed nails and like one fist on a hip, maybe? I don't know. The way that, how would a super person pose on a catwalk, right?
Unfortunately, it's really dark, so no one really sees this. But Zap has busted through that door and can't see a lot. Can make out some like flashes of light as people have like, maybe there's like some glow sticks going on. Maybe people have like mobile devices that have torches on or something. There's some flashing happening. There is some light sources and you can see flickering. You see reflecting off of the metallic surfaces of the machinery and stuff, but you can't make out anyone clearly, really. And then a lot of people just come rushing towards this door because light is now streaming past you from the door that you've just busted open. And people have latched onto that is an exit. I need to get out of here. And there's dozens of people, like maybe a couple of dozen people running in that direction, going past you, not interacting with you in any way or trying to grab you, but they rush past and go out through that door. We shall switch to Frankie, who is up in the rafters watching down.
I just wanted to say, light through the door, silhouette pose, looking awesome.
Yeah, that's a move. So yeah, Frankie, you see this happen, and you obviously know what's happening in the other areas as well. You can see Zap bust through, strike their pose, and you are just kind of watching down. I guess you can see also these light sources just kind of bobbing around and zipping around, and you can tell that there are no lights on in this area at this point.
Frankie takes like a split second to just be awestruck with how awesome Zap looks in the silhouette pose and everything.
Oh!
So basically there's two options here. Either go for the office or head for the loading area. So I think Frankie checks in first with Bludgeon. Do you need a hand or are you okay?
I have this.
Right, so heading for the office area then.
Okay,
yes?
So there's no direct access to the office from where you are. The gangways kind of go across the upper areas, but they don't lead onto the office. What they do is they go close to where there is, I'm picturing this office as like a floating unit that is kind of raised above the main floor, and there are people like in the area underneath the office, and there's a stairway going up the opposite side of the office from where you currently are, that will lead up to the main door to that office. It looks like that's probably the only way into that in the traditional sense. But this office does have windows that look out over onto the rest of the production floor. So if you wanted to, Frankie could probably try and jump across and like crash through a window or something like that. But it is going to be pretty difficult because it is dark and it is quite a jump. Alternatively, there are like ladders that go down to the production floor if you wanted to do that.
I'm just wondering if I can sort of use some of my chewing gum explosive. What I want to do with it is, like, I want to tear one piece in half lengthways and then sort of stretch out the main explosive part and wrap it around two ends of like a railing.
Okay.
So set it off, and then I've got a pole that I can use to go through the windows with.
Okay, I want to hear this happen. I hope this works because this sounds cool. I guess we'll have a controlled explosive roll to see how you get this item you're wanting.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, I have explosives as a +1 skill, and I've got the chewing gum explosive as a +1 equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think Breacher covers what this is doing.
No, I'd probably say breaching would be the point at which you're trying to make the move rather than make the... So...
I
think what we'll probably call this is a preparation roll for that move to get across there. So we'll do a prep roll.
Yeah, so I think this is just +2, really. So let's
go.
Go.
No way.
That
no
one.
way. Oh,
no.
That could not have been more perfect timing. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That's brilliant. Right, that one
Ben,
is going
stop
in the
being
dice
so
jail.
pleased.
No, this is great. This is so good.
This is
Okay,
magnificent.
so I think I know what's going to happen here.
Oh.
So normally on a preparation roll, if you roll a nat 1, you'd get a -1 to the future roll, but I don't think you're going to get to the point of doing the future roll. So what's going to happen is you're going to get your trauma, and the trauma will be something along the lines of like going too far. Maybe it's just like losing control, lack of control. Yeah, you can have a lack of control trauma. We'll call it that.
Right, okay.
-1 lack of control. So basically...
things got out of hand trauma.
Yeah, pretty much. So Frankie sets up this situation with the pole to try and like carefully and controllably remove a pole to use as a breaching device, and just doesn't realize quite how much of this gum they've put on. And maybe it's too dark to see properly, and they've just put too much on. And when they've gone to blow off the railing, they've blown the whole gangway down with them on it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So Frankie crashes to the floor, maybe a few meters away from Zap. So Zap's standing there looking all cool and chill, and Frankie just flops to the floor with this crash of like metal. And there's even more screaming, even more pandemonium. There's not that many people left in the room now. Like maybe there's some people still kind of dazedly milling about, but most of the people have left the room. There's still very little light in the area, but you two are together at least. So
I think Frankie's just going to try and style it out that that's what they meant to do.
Hi, just rolling on the floor. I'm here, meant to be here.
Played for and got.
Zap will very sort of subtly, like, squat down a few inches, like grab the railing from the catwalk and like lift it up just slightly, just so you can get your foot loose, and then.
That's teamwork.
You're embarrassing me. Okay, so we'll switch over to Clarity in the back. Clarity, you've just turned off all the lights in there from the substation. You're about, let's say, 50 meters from the building. You can see the back emergency exit door swing open as a few people have come running out of that exit. And yeah, you have heard all of this going on. You've not been directly witness to any of it, but it sounds like absolute chaos in there right now.
Yeah, so I think Clarity would take a moment and be like, guys, hey, is everyone okay in there? There was a really loud bang. Okay, I'm gonna hope you're all right. So at this point, I would say that Clarity would probably stay in the substation for now, but would maybe send their drone Whisper out if Whisper's gone back to normal after the keypad incident, to just sort of fly out from the substation and kind of get a more aerial view of like where people are fleeing to see if anyone is kind of coming their way or not.
Yeah. Is Whisper, do you want it to go into the building or is it staying outside?
I would say probably Whisper would maybe go over to where like Bludgeon is, because after hearing all that noise, like initially Clarity was probably thinking, oh, they could probably use a drone. Oh no. Oh, I don't. This took me a very long time to build. So let's go somewhere else where there's less explosion-y sounds. And so probably I would say like Whisper's like heading over to where Bludgeon is, just kind of hanging back, like keeping an eye out, like the drone's keeping an eye out in like case anyone tries to like come up behind him.
Okay, let's have a drone roll then. And I guess if you're trying to do this subtly, you can include your core of stealth as well as the drone.
Okay, so...
And I guess this is tech, so you include your tech, but I guess that gets cancelled out by your tech clumsiness, so...
Okay, so the drone is... Okay, so that's 19 total.
Blimey, you're rolling all right now. Since your trauma, you've been rolling pretty well.
Proper technology. I'm telling you, the keypad driver wasn't updated.
So you've at least got 2 successes against your trauma now. One more and you'll get rid of it. Nice. So yeah, Whisper flies in, swoops under the busted door of the cargo area. You can get a really clear view now of Bludgeon. And I'm assuming Whisper's got some sort of like viewing capabilities where maybe even in like infrared or something, you can see all the people in there and you can see Bludgeon facing off against this very large, beefy, meaty person. And yeah, I guess this is a perfect segue into Bludgeon. You are being confronted by a huge dark mass of a person. I guess they're so big and musty, it's completely androgynous looking to you.
Come sign for your package. So is this person within range of me, or do I need to close?
They are a few meters away from you, and they are brandishing a large metal pipe.
Ah, my goodness. All right. I'm assuming this is just going to be a melee combat. Is this an initiative situation?
How about you tell me what you want to do, and then we'll see where we're going with that.
I think it's just a charge in and punch. Although, well, actually, maybe the first move is to try to disarm.
Okay.
I think maybe the first thing is with the tentacle gauntlets to try to grab the pipe and yank it out of their hands.
Okay. Yeah, we can just go straight in with that. I don't think we need an initiative roll or anything, so we'll just do that.
Okay. All right. So this is not exactly punching. But
I think like Punch Bot, it was kind of a melee kind of core. So I think we can include that.
So I was thinking the core, but I also have an additional +1 just in punching generally. So I think I was going to exclude that.
Yeah.
And then +2 for the gauntlets. So that makes a total of +5.
Okay.
And that is a 15. Total.
Okay, so this will be a contested roll, and this character has a +1 in improvised weaponry, and only rolls a 9, so that's a 10 total. So yeah, you grab this pipe of this person, and they're like, "Oi, that's mine," and they go to grab you in response.
Okay,
they get a +2 to unarmed combat. Only roll a 4, so that's a 6 total that you have to beat to avoid getting grabbed.
Gotcha. Okay, so in this case, for defense, I was assuming the core again. I've got a +1 for the chameleon suit that kind of makes me a little harder to see, and I took a +1. Well, sneaky. I was thinking beefy would be more like avoid an actual punch. So let's go. Well, I'll do the +1 for the suit, +3 for the core, because like this is a fighting thing, but I rolled a 4 with a total plus 4 is an 8.
I mean, it's low, but it still beats the 6 that I rolled, so that's fine. So yeah, they go to grab you, and you just kind of, just at the last moment, step back so they don't grab you. But you're holding this pole now.
I would, I think, just toss it back over my head, because I don't need I've got lefty and righty are the weapons that I brought.
You've got Cthulhu fists.
He brought a pipe to a punch fight. No, it doesn't. He brought a pipe to a fist fight.
Tentacle fight. Tentacle fights.
Okay, so Clarity, you're seeing this exchange begin. Are you having any response here? What are you doing?
Yeah, I would say after seeing Bludgeon throw the pipe, definitely, they would direct Whisper to move out of the way so that they don't get hit with the pipe, since they were kind of hovering kind of back. Like suddenly you just hear like this kind of like chirp beeping, like boop, boop, woo, woo, and Whisper kind of scooches over because that was a bit surprising for both Clarity and Whisper. Like, whoa, wait, where did that pipe come from? Okay. And so I think with that, Clarity is like probably saying to Bludgeon on the comms, like, okay, it seems like you got this. I'm going to go check on the others, and sort of is going to like leave the substation and kind of navigate Whisper to like meet them at the side door, wherever it is exactly that Zap and Frankie are at, to see if they need assistance, since it seems like for the most part that Bludgeon got this well in hand.
Okay, so Clarity heads for the fire escape door that they'd seen before. Whisper zips round and comes to join them. And yeah, if you hop in through the door, you see much the same situation that I described to Frankie and Zap, that yeah, most of the people have now left this area. There's a few random people just kind of plodding around in a dazed state. They're probably still quite high. And you come in through this door. Zap is standing up in the middle of the room, basically, and Frankie is kind of getting to their feet next to Zap. Zap, you see out of the corner of your eye a white coat, like a white lab coat, just kind of flash, reflects some light suddenly in the corner of the room, kind of in the area under where the office is.
Okay. I'd like slightly retcon my entrance pose.
Okay.
In that I'd like it to be more of a sort of, they grab their hummingbird brooch and throw it in the air, and it's like one of those kinds of flicks. Like, it's elegant flick, but ends with a gracefully displayed hand with very sharp nails. And the hummingbird drone is flying up next to me, very sort of anime style. Like there's probably like motion lines and like, a shing noise. So I've got my targeting drone out, and at the side of the flash of this coat, I'm going to throw one of my daggers in an attempt to pin the coat to the wall. You said it's in the corner, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's have that roll.
Okay. We're going to do +1 for knife fighting, +2 for projectile dagger nails, and +2 for targeting drone. So we've got a +5 on a 19.
Oh, wow. Okay, right. When you made that face, I thought it was a nat 1. I was like, oh, God, it's gone bad. All right.
It was more like, sorry, Ben.
Okay, I mean, this person can't actually beat that score, but basically this will be a contested roll, and the difference will be how much damage you've done to this person that is wearing this lab coat.
Okay, I just want to pin them to the wall. I just want to make that clear. I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, they rolled an 8, so you fling off this nail into the corner. What did you say it was? A 24 total?
Yeah.
Okay, so this person takes 16 damage, because that is the difference between 24 and 8. That's maths.
It is.
And yeah, you hear just a yelp, and you see another flash of this white coat into the corner of this room, and you can tell, yes, my dagger has definitely successfully targeted that thing. And as you hear this yelp, you also hear a smash sound, and a flash of fire erupts from just below where that lab coat is, and you can see lit up now by these flickering flames. They are not normal color flames. They're like bluey, greeny, with like sparks of white coming out of them. Definitely not a normal flame that you would be accustomed to. And you can see this person that is definitely like in some sort of scientist kind of garb, now pinned to the wall in the far corner.
Zap just shouts, "Oh, hell!" and looks directly at the scientist or whoever it is and says, "Where's your fire extinguisher?"
I guess they're just kind of flailing on the wall at this point, trying to get this thing out of their shoulder. Frankie, let's say you've now gotten to your feet. You've just seen Zap just impale someone in the corner. There's now a little bit more light in this room, and you can see there is hardly any of the other people left in here now. There is one shape that seems to be zipping around very fast, almost too fast for you to see, but there's someone moving around very quickly in here. There's the scientist pinned in the corner. You've seen Clarity enter from the back door, also kind of silhouetted in the light from the outside.
And also the fire that just started.
Yes, and the fire, yep.
The first thing I'm thinking is, can I use my chemistry knowledge and observation to make some kind of estimate of what is burning? What would cause that kind of flame, that colour flame?
Yeah, sure.
Right, so that's 2 plus 1s, so plus 2. 14 plus 2 makes 16.
Okay. You don't know exactly what that chemical combination would be, but you know that this is a very unusual flame to see. It's probably going to be giving off some sort of noxious gases. That's the main takeaway from what you can kind of judge about it. Like, this is not normal flames. This is a place with lots of weird chemical ingredients from your knowledge of drugs and chemistry and stuff. Yeah, we should avoid that.
Yeah. For just this sort of thing, this is why Frankie chose to have like an antitoxin device added as part of their loadout. So possibly a bit more bold than would be without that. I think probably want to make sure we get that lab coat person secured and outside the building.
Okay.
We were told they want intel and captives to be questioned, so I think that's the thing to do next. Do straight away. And obviously let all the others know toxic gas, probably.
Okay, so what is Frankie doing then? They're going over to the lab coat.
Yeah, they're going to go over to the lab coat and I guess just like firemen lift them out the door.
Okay. In order to get to the lab coat, you're going to have to go through or around the flames. Are you going to just do this for the most direct route? Yep, okay, all right. I pictured like jumping through the flames, grabbing the body, jumping back through like action hero style. Like,
I mean...
You don't have to. I'm just saying that'll be funny.
No. I mean, the possibilities for that to go badly just seem a bit too much.
Yeah.
Go round the flames.
Okay, I mean, this can still go wrong. I'm going to make you roll to maneuver here.
Okay.
And it will be incurring your lack of control trauma.
Okay.
I can't remember what else you've got that would apply, so go for it.
Can I swing cosmic in any way, shape or form?
I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it.
No, I think cosmic would more likely apply to jumping through the flames than going round them, and I decided not to do that. So, okay. So it's literally just the trauma then.
Okay, just a -1 roll.
So, 15 minus 1.
Okay.
14.
All right. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, I'll give you this. So, yeah, you can mark a success off on the trauma. You run around the flames, get to the person in the lab coat. They're just struggling against this thing that's pinned them to the wall and just kind of shouting, "Get me down! Get me down! This is outrageous! Oh, who are you? Get this thing out of me now!"
Yeah, ignore the talk.
Okay.
No need to give a name, and who we are will become apparent in due course, I'm pretty sure. So, literally just...
You're just going to grab them and get them down and run?
Take out the dagger and carry them and sort of lope to the exit.
Okay, I think I'll probably combine this all into one roll rather than making you do multiple rolls to grab them, get them out and all that. So let's just have an extraction roll.
Yeah, again, I'm going to make a case that this is a sort of thing that the core background would be applied for. Breacher.
Yeah, I can give you that.
As just like for the general strength, and also it would be a thing that you would be expected to do as part of that job. So I'm claiming a +3 on this.
You will have the -1 from the trauma as well.
-1 for the trauma. So, oh dear. I rolled a 7, which makes a 9 in total.
Okay.
This doesn't feel like it went well.
I think it's not something you're going to fail at. You're not going to get a success against the trauma on this, but it is something you can do. It's just going to take a bit longer than like immediate. So you're going to struggle to get them off of the wall.
Like Frankie's slightly overestimated how well they've recovered from falling from the balcony.
Well, and probably underestimated quite how hard Zap had flung that dagger.
So it's sort of less of a jog and more of a hobble towards the exit. Yeah, I've got this. Don't worry about me.
Okay, so whilst you're sorting that out, we'll hop back over to Bludgeon. Bludgeon, you are not quite tangling with this meathead of a person, but you are like in front of them. You've just tossed the pipe that they were brandishing. What are you doing now?
Now Bludgeon is going to do what Bludgeon does best. +3 punch bot, +1 to punching, +2 for the tentacle gauntlets. So +6. Can I take multiple swings and...
Let's see how you do on the first one.
Okay. So +6... 12 is 18.
Okay, right. Yeah, I get unarmed combat +2, so let's see. And I've rolled a 7, so that's a 9 total. You land a hefty blow, do 9 damage, because that is 18 minus 9.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you punching them? Face? Body?
Yeah, face would probably be... Well, I think a body blow and then a shot to the face to try to knock them out.
Okay, so I guess they are a huge person. And they tower over you. You're very much a square person, so
yes.
You're short and squat. So you jab them in the abdomen, and they let out a pretty surprised yelp. They were not expecting to be hurt like that in that position, and especially after having been disarmed, they're not used to this. So you have a moment to try and pull off another move on them.
Okay, so this time I'm going to swap punching for the +2 to disabling strike, trying to uppercut and knock them unconscious.
Nice.
So that'll be +7 total. And I rolled a 9, so that's a 16.
Okay. All right. Unarmed combat again. Come on. Oh, how have I rolled a 7 again? Oh, man. Okay, so that is another 7 damage, and yeah, you don't quite knock them out. You definitely send them staggering, and they are completely caught off guard, and they stumble back a good couple of meters, and maybe there's like a beam or something that they grab onto to kind of steady themselves, and they refocus themselves. You see them shake their head, and as they do, you see in the silhouette of light that is kind of coming through the doorway that they've got weird tubes and stuff like on their neck and like going into the back of their head, and there's some definitely unusual gear around them, and yeah, you just see them kind of stiffen up for a moment, and then they come charging towards you and try to grab you.
Okay.
So basically they're going to get a preparation roll from their tubes and stuff, whatever that is doing.
Okay.
And that is an 8. So that is not actually doing much, but it looks like something has happened. Maybe they feel like something has happened, but maybe your attack has affected them in some way. So they're not going to get any preparation bonus, but they will just have a unarmed combat bonus against you for the grabbing.
Okay.
And they've rolled an 18, so it's a 20 total to grab you.
My goodness. Wow. So with the +1 from the chameleon suit and +3 from the core melee fighting, that's a +4. And I rolled a 19, so that's a 23.
What the heck, man?
Nice.
Jeez.
Ben's one good roll tonight,
man.
and you ruined it.
Yeah. Okay, describe to me what you do here.
So if the figure is charging toward me, I think I would just try to sidestep and let their momentum carry them past me. And then me as a person would probably try to trip them. I think Bludgeon would just try to clock them in the side of the head as they run by.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll for this. I think we've done enough rolls in this encounter to determine that you are definitely winning. So, yeah, I'm going to say, you do like a matador kind of move here, and you just kind of slip by them and just clock them on the back of the head as they go, and they just go down, and you're like, oh, well, that was easy.
Special delivery.
Welcome to the mid-roll. We're going to use this space to tell you a bit about ourselves and also to celebrate some of our awesome friends. Firstly, maybe it'd be a good idea to tell you a bit about this game and where you can find it. Cybertopia is a rules-lite sci-fi game created by myself, Ben Newbon, and the base rulebook can be bought or pay what you want over at my itch page. You can find me mostly on Twitter, just by my name, Ben Newbon, and I also have some trailers and whatnot up on YouTube, also under my name. And here's some info about the players from this episode.
Hi, my name is Morgan, aka Tempest of Tempest Games. You can find me most places on the internet and my Linktree at the address of Tempest TT Games. That's 3 T's in the middle. Nowadays, you mostly find me guesting on APs like this, or writing TTRPGs of my own. I have an itch.io where you can find delights such as corporate overgoats and enterprising on ends.
Hi, I'm Basil, and you can find me on Twitter at Kobanya_Kana, KOBANYA_KANA. On itch.io, I'm Kobanya, and my website is towerofbasil.wordpress.com.
Hi, I'm Valery North. I make video games, TTRPGs, and write music and stories. My most recent big project is post-apocalyptic TTRPG Seekers in the Blasted Zones. You can find me as Valery North on Itch, Twitch, Tumblr, Twitter, and SoundCloud.
Hello, and thanks for listening. I'm K.O. Myers. I'm a freelance podcast editor as Particulate Media. I'm on Twitter at Troublematic, and my website is particulatemedia.com.
Next up, here's a quick promo for a good friend of the show. There are always too many games, and never enough time. So if you've been looking sullenly at your pile of unplayed books and folders of unread PDFs, maybe you should pop into What Am I Rolling and see if they've already played some for you. They do one-shots of all sorts of systems and modules, so chances are they might have you covered. Give them a listen and find out.
Hey, listen. Do you know your D8s from your D12s? Do you know your modifiers from your bonuses? Do you know your destiny points from your story points? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Either way, you should check out What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast. Catch up on previous episodes on the What Am I Rolling website, that's www.wairpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, adventurers need not apply.
And now, back to the action. There's no longer any conscious people other than Bludgeon in this area, so you can freely just stroll through that doorway that would lead into the production area and see Clarity and Zap kind of standing on opposite sides of the room for each other. A smouldering, burning mess going on in the corner with Frankie doing something with a scientist-looking person. Clarity, Zap, what are you two doing in this situation? There is still a figure that is zipping around very quickly in this area. No one's managed to really pin down what this is.
Is the figure humanoid? Are we talking like a raccoon situation? What?
It's person kind of size, but it's not really stopped. So you've not been able to see exactly what is going on.
Is it running on all fours though, or is it bipedal?
It is a tall figure.
Okay, well, with that information, Clarity would turn to Whisper and be like, let's solve this mystery. We got to figure out what that is. But also as a precaution, because Clarity is going to go with Whisper, but Clarity also takes their chain whip out of their hair cuff. So they untie it from the end of their braid, and the metal cuff uncoils and unspools into this long chain whip. And they give it a quick, test crack just to make sure that it's still working and is, has been properly maintained, which of course they maintain, but just making sure after that keypad incident, nothing got out of place.
That's such a cool item. I love that.
And they're like, all right, let's go figure out what that is. Maybe it's just a giant possum, which would be creepy.
That's so good.
So Clarity and Whisper are going to head over that way. And before they walk over, they're just going to let everyone know on the comms, hey, there's something moving over there and I'm going to check it out. If it's something freaky, well, you'll hear.
Yeah, okay, let's have a roll for however you're finding out what this thing is.
Is that something I could assist with? Because I do have motion sensors in my Halo.
Yeah, you could totally do an assist roll for this.
Okay, so +2, I rolled a 3, so there's a 5.
Okay, maybe it's moving too fast for the Halo to pick up, but Clarity can certainly have a shot as well.
Yeah, so I would say probably Clarity is going to try to creep up on this thing since it's moving pretty fast anyway, that maybe to try to not startle whatever it is, and going to use Whisper as well to turn on one of the drone's kind of settings to sort of track the figure instead of scanning in general. So that would be...
I wonder if we could also say this could involve data analysis, the drone is going to be picking out points and sending you back the data data and you can try and triangulate in your head or something?
Yeah, I would see so like tracking its trajectory to try to figure out the best spot to like intercept it and finally figure out whether it's a person or raccoon. My money is honestly on raccoon.
Me too, actually.
This will incur your tech clumsiness though as well, so we'll have a -1 from that. But you've only got one more success to get on that to win it, so.
Okay, so we've got the drone, the data analysis, and then general technology. So those two cancel out, so that'd be a 3, and we roll. Okay, so I got a 17 total.
Nice. Okay, so you recover from your tech clumsiness trauma, and that will affect you no more. And yeah, you can see this is definitely a person, and they are a relatively small person. They're probably about the same height as Clarity, and they are just running around, kind of bouncing off the walls. It's like something ricocheting just around the room. It's just a person just bouncing all off the place. What you can see with a roll like that, you can tell they are brandishing some sort of blade, and they don't seem to be entirely in control of themselves, but they are certainly a potential threat to people in the area.
Okay, well, with that, Clarity would probably go, whoa, hey, this is a person. They're really wigging out over here. Hey, you gotta, like, chill. Just calm down a little bit. Just stop moving around so much. Come on, just stop. And it's just trying to get this person to stop and calm down and hopefully quit tweaking so hard.
I don't think there's any response.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd say after seeing that they didn't respond, probably Clarity is going to try to use their chain whip to take the weapon from the person zooming around and, gets Whisper to do like a sort of like a pincer move to to try to get the person to go in a direction that would be more useful for Clarity to be able to grab the weapon with the whip. Okay. So let's see, 2 for the whip.
Does anybody else want to get in on this action? You're all in the same sort of area right now.
Yeah, I can probably aim a dagger at wherever this creature's Achilles heel would be.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Bludgeon could try to grapple it, too, if we want to try to slow it down.
I think probably just do consecutive rolls rather than having assist rolls here. So we'll go Basil, then we'll go Morgan, and then we'll go KO. So let's have the Clarity chain whip.
Okay. Since I'm using Whisper again in the same way as before, would that still be data analysis?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's 2 for the chain whip, 1 for the drone. That's 3, 5, and then the technology, that's 6. Okay, let me grab a calculator. Okay, so that is 24 total.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just going to put my dice down. I don't think I need to roll.
Okay, so you successfully disarm this person. Are you trying to retrieve the blade for yourself, or are you just trying to get it out of their hand and fling it across the room?
No, I'm just trying to get it out of their hand and like fling it into like a safe corner where nobody's going to be picking it up later. Like just out of the way, so yeah.
Yeah, so okay, the blade goes flying off and you hear it tinkle into a corner. The noise of dinging, like it's crashed into one of the bits of machinery or something, and you lose track of it. The figure continues zipping around the room though. Maybe they avert course after this happens, but they are still running around. And we will go over to Zap to have the Zap move.
Okay, so Zap is gonna fling a dagger at them. And so we've got the usual knife fighting, projectile nails, targeting drone, but we're also adding biology because we're aiming for the Achilles heel.
Okay.
So that's a +6 and rolled a 15.
Blimey. God. All right, I think this will be a contested roll this time. So they have fast reactions and quick. So that's +3. That's a 13. So 18 total. Yours was a 21, was it?
21, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to fling a dagger into this person, and for a brief moment, very brief, they stop. And you can see a small, wiry, femme-presenting person who grabs at their leg where you've not managed to get it in the heel, but maybe it's in their calf or something. And they grab at their leg. You see them pull out this dagger, and they're like, "It's just a flesh wound!" And then they keep on going, and they start running away again. And the vision of this blur kind of moving around the room, actually it's still dark as well, so you're seeing flashes of this like coming in and out of the light streaming through the doorways, and they circle round to attack Zap. They don't have their dagger anymore. Okay. Wait, they've got your dagger now.
Yeah.
It disarmed them and then rearmed them.
Oh, that's great.
So they're going to attack you with a +3. And I've rolled a nat 20. So that's a 23 to dodge. or do whatever you're wanting to do to protect yourself against this.
Okay, well, I'll parry is what I'll do. Are they throwing it or?
No, they're going in for a stab.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So I rolled a 19.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Is that a 19 on the dice? That's even before your modifiers. Oh
that's
my,
a 19
okay, so
on the dice.
You managed to successfully parry then. I'm not even going to make you do the adding up because you've definitely got enough on that.
I'm so sorry, Ben.
I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go home. I'm home. Right, okay, so this person comes zipping in and goes to stab you, and I guess you spin around and you parry, and you send your dagger flying off into another corner of the room. This person's now lost 2 daggers, and they are just like, oh, this isn't fair. Oh, don't like you. And you just see the figure just zip out of the room and go running off out of the building.
Which door?
I'm going to say the main door, the door that Zap had come through. Okay, so by this time, Frankie has eventually managed to pull down this scientist-looking person who has been, like, moaning the whole time. Like, put me down! This is outrageous! Like, I am a important, intelligent person. Like, do not treat me like these ruffians! You eventually take them outside. Are you restraining them? What are you doing with them?
Yeah, I find some way to restrain them, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have anything specific in the loadout, but I mean, there's sure to be...
And someone else could help you out if they wanted to. The action has somewhat calmed down at this point, so you've got time to figure out what you're doing next.
Like chains or rope or something. There's got to be something lying around, I'm sure.
Yeah, Clarity takes a look at their chain whip and they're like, you guys can't use that for that. Like, this is, do you have any idea, 1, how much this cost me to make, and 2, how long it took me to make? No, we'll find, I'm sure we'll find something, maybe a t-shirt and we tie it off, just not this though, sorry guys.
Love it. Okay. Yeah, you can just improvise something. I don't think it's going to take a roll, actually. I'm not going to make you roll. We'll just say that you improvise some sort of restraint on them. Maybe Bludgeon just comes and knocks them on the head and knocks them out or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. You have a scientist now kind of bound up out the back.
Yeah.
You haven't had any sign yet of someone that seems to be the boss.
Oh, shoot. I was hoping that was him.
Yeah, dang.
Same, but I mean, Frankie had indicated the office area as being a likely source of intel and or boss person.
It is the only part of the building that nobody's been in yet, so...
Can you still get up there? I thought the gangway fell after the...
Oh, no, the gangway wasn't connected.
Yeah, it's a separate stairway.
Oh, okay. I guess then looking and watching you guys, like, it's like, okay, well, you've got whatever's going on here with that dude handled. I'm just gonna scope this area out and get a chance to look with everything going on. And so I guess, like, Clarity's just gonna try to, it's gonna creep up the stairs with Whisper to the office area and kind of peek their head in through the window a little bit and see if they can see in, while also kicking themselves for not turning the lights back on before leaving the substation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get up to the top of the stairs and there's a window through the door into this office, and you can see a pretty typical looking office. There's whatever the future version of filing cabinets would be, and there's a desk with some sort of futuristic computer console on it as well, but there's no lights on. There doesn't seem to be any power in this room. What you can see, I guess there's light coming through the windows because there is external windows in this office. You can see there is a big pile of some sort of powder on this desk. You can't immediately see any sign of a person though.
Is the door locked? Clarity tries the handle.
The door is not locked.
Okay. Well, then Clarity will probably say over the comms, I see a computer console. I'm going to check this out, and also relays everything else that they saw that you described.
Is anyone following Clarity up?
I think so. Once the guy's secured, that's the place to go.
You said the fire was dying out, right?
Yeah, the fire didn't spread.
Okay.
It was a contained kind of chemical fire, I guess.
I think Zap is going to go as far as standing underneath the windows of the office.
Okay. And is Frankie standing guard over the scientist person?
Yeah, I think, because the people indoors have got this, probably.
And Bludgeon, what are you up to?
So once the scientist person is being secured, I think Bludgeon would pop back out to the loading dock and just drag the other guy in here and maybe tie them together just so they're both in one place, and turn the van off too, so it's not just continuing to run. Probably it's going to limp a little bit, but we'll need it to get home. So, but after that, I think would then go up and would follow Clarity up the stairs just to give them some security.
Yeah. Okay, we'll say all that takes a little bit of time. So for the moment, Clarity will be up in the office on their own, and Zap is kind of watching guard as this happens. So Clarity steps into the office and approaches the desk with the computer on. There is a large pile of powder on the desk, and as you come around it, you can see a short, fat man is kind of cowering behind the desk, face covered in powder. You can only assume that they've been doing drugs, whatever this kind of drug on the table is, and they just kind of cower. It's like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
At that, Clarity just kind of goes, whoa, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're short. You don't get a good view through the window. Hey, buddy, it's okay. I'm not here to hurt you, and this is my buddy, Whisper. And the drone kind of bobs up and down as a little robotic hello.
Oh, God, keep it away from me, keep it away from me.
Okay, not a fan of drones. Noted. All right, buddy, why don't you just... And they motion to Whisper, and Whisper kind of floats back a little bit. It's like, okay, see, they're over there. It's fine. No one's here to hurt you.
I will hurt them if we need to.
Okay, one of us might be here to hurt you, but that's okay. These things happen sometimes. Mind if I just...
Look, you can't hurt me, you can't hurt me. I've got information. I can help. I'm valuable. I'm valuable.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, the rest of us will love to hear that information. You mind if I just take a quick look at that computer too?
It's not mine. That's not mine. You want this? And he holds out a data pad to you. It's got everything on it. It's got everything on it. And not everything. I've also got valuable information in me. You need me.
Okay, all right, cool. Let me just take a quick look over this data pad, and you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and head on downstairs and go meet the rest of our fine group of friends.
No.
Slowly, don't run or I will hurt you.
They're going to hurt me. They're going to hurt me. Oh, God.
No. It'll be okay. It will. And Clarity kind of gives them like a very gentle pat on the shoulder, like, there.
Okay, I think we're going to need a calming roll on this one.
Oh, God, I don't have any skills in that. Yay, we'll just roll a d20 then. You'll be all right, rolls 1. Okay, let's see. Ooh, boy. All right, I rolled a straight 8.
Okay. He kind of gets to his feet and looks out of the window. And he's visibly shaking, sees the very imposing figure of Zap and the meaty visage of Bludgeon, and just kind of pops his head back down. He's like, oh, I'm good. I'm good here. Maybe I'll just stay here. Look, you can just send the police or something, and I'll take myself in. Maybe just if they can leave, like, I'll go with you.
Okay, why don't we do this, bud? Let me just look at this data pad real quick, and then we'll go down the stairs together, and it won't be as scary. It'll be all right.
Okay.
Just stay there for a second while I take a quick look at this. And Clarity kind of like glances at Whisper, and they have like this sort of like secret kind of look where it's like, I'm going to look at this, but keep an eye on this person. I don't need to get clocked in the back of the head. So
I love Whisper.
Clarity's just going to very quickly scan through the data to make sure that it's not just full of junk and that it actually is important. So I don't know if I need to roll for that or not.
Yeah, I think we'll have a hacking roll for this. Bludgeon will have experience in the past of where they took a data device and got screwed over. So they would definitely have advised against just plugging it straight in. So yeah, go for a hack.
Okay. Can I also use data analysis since I'm quickly sorting through the data?
Absolutely.
Okay. So then that's all of my skills. Let me roll. Okay, and then using all of them, that was... Okay, math is hard. Okay, I got a 19.
Nice. Yeah, okay, so you quickly scroll through all this data and you can see there are names, addresses, the future equivalent of phone numbers, and lots of contacts and information. You don't have enough kind of integral knowledge of the drug world in this city, or like Free Earthers, who this person is technically connected to, apparently. So you can see that there is a treasure trove of information here, and it will probably be valuable once you get it back to base. So this is definitely what you're after. And you probably, from your conversations with the man, assume that, yeah, there's probably more that he might know. So keeping him intact and conscious might be helpful.
Can Clarity make a backup copy of this data pad?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, with a role like that, you can definitely, yeah.
Okay, so that's definitely what they do. They make a backup and keep that on their person. How big is this data pad? I'm imagining like an iPad kind of sized thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so then they definitely tuck it under their shirt in the back, so it's like flat against their spine, and put their shirt back down.
Nice.
Not that they're trying to hide it from the others, they just want their hands free.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, and then they're like, okay, buddy, come on, it's time to go. You know, we're going to take you somewhere nice and safe and warm. We have soup, probably. Y'all, do we have soup? We have soup. There's got to be soup. There'll be some nice soup. It'll be a change of pace from that. Soup is good. Come on. And holds out their hand, you know, for them to be like, come on, you can hold my hand.
All right.
As they appear, Zap looks at Clarity and says, I don't appreciate the insinuation, and then looks the guy straight in the eye and says that I'm not scary.
The guy, as he's tentatively come out of the room, has grabbed a handful of this powder, and you see him just shoving it in his face as he's coming down the stairs. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay.
No.
I'm going to be okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy, we gotta get you some soup. You'll feel better with soup. Trust me. Soup is filling and warm in healthy ways that aren't that.
Why do you like soup so much?
It's just soup is comforting because you can put so many things in it. And while they're walking, Clarity is just extolling the virtues of soup and the different types of soups and stews and how wonderful it is and how it warms the belly and feels like a hug on the inside of your soul.
This is so good. This is so good.
Frankie is just thinking, in the last mission, I met just the person for soup and that, but they're not here today.
Is also thinking of a man with a mustache who'd like to debate over which is better, soup or tea.
Yeah, some people are going to have to meet up in a future mission. Okay, so you have apprehended 3 gang members, and particularly the boss man, Jones, and you eventually extract the van from the shutter that it's crashed into, and it hobbles along back to HQ with its burnt out front tires. And yeah, on the way home, you get a hollow screen drops down in the van, and you can see George, the assistant that was helping you get set up. Well done, team. It looks like you've got rid of the people from the building. The reports are that the place is not on fire or collapsed or anything. So I guess you did good. Well done. Right. We'll send a team to kind of clean up. I think the materials and research salvaged will probably be good for R&D and stuff. So I'm sure we can put them towards like new medicines and products and whatnot. Amazing court. We're all about improving the lives of the citizens. So I think you've done some good today. Thank you. Bye. See you at home.
I would like some of this soup.
That'll blip away and you'll see snippets of live news footage. Maybe there's like a chopper that is circling around reporting the exodus of people from this building, and just like there are dozens of junkies now just kind of roaming the science district looking for their next fix. Some of them are trying to get into other buildings and stuff. They're not having any success.